Hey guys, I just dropped my kids off at school, so I thought I'd make a quick video to go over the actual schools in the Flagstaff area, go over public, private, kind of give you an overview of what's available. So stay tuned. We're gonna get into all the schools in Flagstaff coming up right now. It's Jason with the Shafor real estate team here in Flagstaff, Arizona again. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is to know about working, eating, sleeping, and living, playing right here in Flagstaff, then make sure you tap that subscribe button so you are notified every time we do a new video. And honestly, we get calls every day from people who are relocating here. We absolutely love it. So if you're thinking about moving here, relocating, or coming here to stay, make sure you give us a call, shoot us a text, or send us an email, whatever it takes. We just want you to know that we got your back when it comes to moving right here to Flagstaff. So I want to talk today, we're going to go over schools here in Flagstaff. I went through the entire public school district here growing up here, and things have definitely changed a lot just in the last 20 years as far as schools go in Flagstaff. I do have some notes here. I'm going to go over the public schools, and then I'm also going to go over some of the charter schools and the full private schools. You have quite a few options here. Now let's get right to it. If you've been doing any research on schools in Arizona and Flagstaff, Arizona's I think ranked number 48 in schools and education in the nation. Not very great. I will say the reviews are not very good if you look online. So I'm just going to kind of give you a brief overview of everything. I think we have some great teachers here. We've got great people in our school district. I just think we have some systems that we got to work on improving definitely in our area. But let's go off. There's going to be, in the public school side of things, there's 10 elementary schools. And elementary school, when I was a kid, it was K through 6, 7th, 8th grade was middle school, then 9th through 12 is high school. And the only thing that's changed over the years is middle school now starts in 6th grade. So all the public schools are going to be K through 5th, and then 6th, 7th, 8th is middle school, and then 9th through 12 is going to be high school. So we're talking elementary schools for the FUSD, the Flagstaff Unified School District. You've got Cromer Elementary School is going to be one of them, which is going to service the Doney Park area. You've got Loop, which will service the Navajo Reservation, located out in Loop. It's a little bit located outside of Flagstaff. And we've got Knowles Elementary School, which I actually attended that as a kid. K through 8 was the first class to go all the way through there, but then they opened in 89. Then you've got Thomas, which is going to cover some of these are going to be in town. Thomas will be covering the east side of Flagstaff. You got D. Miguel. It's going to be over in University Heights. That's one of the newest. I say it's one of the newest schools. It's actually built in the 1990s, but that was one of the most recently built schools, and it's located in a kind of off the beaten path in the middle of the neighborhood, but that's another elementary school. You've got Sechrist, which is going to be located off of 180. You've got Kinsey, which is located next to NAU. Killip, which is in the sunny side. That school was actually just taken down and completely rebuilt and remodeled, and it was a year-round school. I'm still trying to get information since it got rebuilt if they're still doing year-round school there. I believe they are in a year-round program, but I do need to verify that information. And then you've got Marshall, which is located right next to Flagstaff High School, and then Puente de Hojo, which is they teach in Spanish and also in Navajo there. So it's a bilingual school that goes K through 5. It's a good school. It's good. You do have to go and apply to get in there if you want your kids to be bilingual, but that's not a bad school to take a look at. if that's something you're interested in. And then as far as middle schools go, we have 2 public middle schools in Flagstaff. Sonawa Middle School, which actually used to be a 3rd high school, and that's actually where I went to high school and graduated. But in 2000, I think it was 2010, they turned that into a middle school. And so that is going to be 6th, 7th, and 8th. And then you've got Flagstaff Middle School, Mount Eldon Middle School. Flagstaff Middle School is no longer around. You got Mount Eldon Middle School, which is the same thing, 6th, 7th, and 8th. So you've only got 2 options for middle school as far as the public schools go. And then when you come to high school, FUSD has 3 high schools. You've got Flag High, which has been around forever, Flagstaff High School. And you've got Coconino High School. So you got Flagstaff Eagles and Coconino Panthers. Kind of a good big rivalry between the schools. Flag High is older. Coconino was built in the 70s. Both great high schools, and you can get boundaries if your kid wants to. If you're in the boundary for Flag High, but you live in Coconino and vice versa, there are ways to make sure if your kid wants to go to one school or the other that can't happen. So that's kind of like a good overview of the public school systems. I forgot. There's 3. The Summit High School also. That is a smaller high school. And it's more for kids who are a little bit more challenged as far as their learning. Maybe they've got some just dealing with some social aspects of things, or they're challenged in the classroom or outside the classroom. They have some special programs for kids there. It's a little smaller high school. So that's another good option for you. So I want to get into the charter schools now. There's definitely lots of options. None of these schools existed when I went to school 20 years ago. So all these have just started to pop up in the last couple decades here. And I'll start with the first one is Northland Preparatory Academy. Now that's going to be a K through 12 school. That's going to be college prep, and it's located right next to the Flagstaff Unified School District office. And you got to apply to get in there. You got to be accepted into it. So I know they come around every year where you apply, and then there is a sibling rule there. If one sibling gets in, then the other automatically does get in. And then you've got, what do we got next? We've got the Mountain School. So that's going to be a K through 6 program. My nephew actually goes to that school. It's kind of a hidden location. That one's in a neighborhood in the back of a cul-de-sac over in Ponderosa Trails. So that's another nice middle school or charter school that's K through 6. Then you've got Basis, which is a very well-established, accredited school here in Flagstaff. A lot of people want their kids going to Basis because it's a great college prep. It's one of the highest ranked schools in the country. I will tell you this: if your kids are geared to that and they're ready for 2-3 hours of homework a night and they love learning in school, that's a great place. But it is a super challenging neighborhood It's a super challenging school for a lot of kids. I know a lot of parents that have actually pulled their kids out. It was just too much for them. But there's also kids there who go there and excel tremendously. So Basis, if you got kids, they're doctors, engineers, super smart whiz kids, definitely want to put that one on your list. They go K through 12. Then we've got Flagstaff Arts and Leadership Academy. It's going to be located at the end of 180 out in the Cheshire neighborhood. That's going to be geared for kids, and that's a K through 8 out there. Actually, I believe it's actually K through 12. I'll have to verify that. It is K through 12, I do believe. And that's really geared for kids for performing arts and visual arts. So if your kids are into that kind of stuff and that's the direction they're going, that's a really good school to look at. And you've also got Flagstaff Junior Academy, which is located next to Flag High, and they focus a lot on the arts too. And we actually did do it. We did go to parent night there. So they have a lot of interesting programs over there for kids. They do a lot of stuff outdoors also. So another great one to take a look at for sure. Then we've got, gosh, there's so many of these. We've got the Pine Forest Charter School. This one's going to be located on 4th Street. They have more of a holistic approach. I'm trying to learn more about this. The school, it's been there for a while now, and it's they converted it. It was old Catholic church, and it's Waldorf education is how they base their curriculum, is off of that. So then we've got Ponderosa High School, and that's going to be it's a different school district in Coconino County, and they do a lot more of the creative learning and virtual learning through that high school there. And so those are going to be that's going to be your charter schools. So they're open to the public. You still got to go and apply to get into these schools. There's quite a list of them, and I'll be doing some more in-depth reviews of all these schools. I'm just kind of giving you guys a basic overview of everything because there's a lot. Then we've got some full private schools. The Fransisco De Asis, which is a private Catholic school. It's K through 8, and that's located in the center of town, up by Buffalo Park. It's an excellent school. Kids are required to wear uniforms there. And then you've also got Flagstaff Christian School, and that is a full Christian. That goes K through 12, and that's a fully private school. Those are not charter schools. You have to you have to pay the private education there, and that's currently actually where I have my kids in school right now, and they are at the Flagstaff Christian School currently, and it's private education. And one thing in Arizona is there are lots of opportunities to get grants and tuition assistance to help pay for those schools. They're anywhere from $6,500 to $7,000 per student when you go to those private schools, but there are some great tax benefits, and there's some ways to write off your taxes here in the state and get tax credits to help pay for your child's education. So I always thought it was just that price tag up front. I didn't realize there was so much assistance and help that really helps us out as parents to pay for school. I think that I've enjoyed the private education over there. I think all the schools are good here. That's just a route I've taken as a parent here. I feel like the kids just get at the private schools. There's just a little better structure, a little better education, and smaller classroom size, which I really like, and the kids do too. So that's kind of an overview of all the schools here in Flagstaff. And I'll stick some links in there to a lot of these schools so you guys can find them in the description. And so if you want to go information and do your own research, all the information will be there. Hope this information was helpful. Forward to see you guys on the next video.